The following is my conversation with Nicoletta Sartore, the Chief Executive Officer of Elite. Elite was founded in 1979 by her father, Amerigo Sartore, and has grown from a small family business to a global leader in cycling trainers, bottle cages, and water bottles while maintaining its deep Italian roots and family values. From its iconic headquarters in a restored lime furnace building in Fontaneva, Italy, Elite exemplifies the special character of Italian family-owned businesses, combining innovation with tradition and business success with strong community ties. Nicoletta's journey from studying to become a teacher to leading Elite as its CEO offers unique insights into succession planning, crisis management during COVID-19, and maintaining sustainable growth while staying true to core values. This conversation explores how Elite navigates the modern cycling industry landscape while preserving the vision of its founder to create something truly special that stands above the rest, just like their company name suggests. This is the Business of Cycling podcast. So, thanks so much. I'm really happy to be here. This type of a company in Italy, I think, like I was telling you, it feels like a really special company that you really only find in Italy. It's a family company. And I've always been incredibly fascinated with everything you guys do here. And so thank you today for coming on. Today we're just going to talk a little bit about you as the CEO of Elite, but kind of how you got here, your family and everything like that. So I guess first of all, you want to just tell me a little bit about, where you're from, where you were brought up, your kind of background, your what you studied.
So I'm from Fontaneva, this town. So I'm born here. And I studied to become a teacher. And then in the university, I studied arts and history because they was my passion. But in free time, usually I prefer to read books or about marketing or governance of business.
What was the first thing that kind of made you think that I like this?
I probably because I heard my father that at home talk about business and so on.
And you were curious about it.
Yes, I was curious about that. So after 2 years of university, I was not sure to continue with that decision. And I asked to my father if there would have been a place for me in the company. At that time, I didn't have a vision of what I would like to become. And my father said, yes, now we need a secretary. So I start as a secretary in the sales department.
Okay. And you, so you studied, you were going to become a teacher, you said. And at a certain point you said, look, I think this looks interesting, like what my father's doing. And did you always kind of have that feeling?
Yes, I think that this my passion for, you can say, teaching, share, listening people helps a lot on this job.
Okay, communication.
Because communication is very important. So I enjoy to have both we can say, competence or passion that I can analyze the relationship with the colleagues and with the customers, with the market, but also the organization skills.
So you feel like to be successful in business requires a lot of communication, a lot of understanding relationships.
Yes.
That's your view.
Yes.
Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, we can say that the one of the power of the company is the team.
Yeah.
So the team need to feel good in the place where they work with the relation.
How do you make them feel good?
It's not easy. We do a lot of things for them, and that can be more material. I don't know if you say material things like
money.
No, like smart working when needed, or they can come not. And a certain time, but you can come half an hour later.
You give them freedom,
more flexibility,
yes. And you feel like giving them flexibility is a way to show trust.
Yes, if they need help, we are here to help them for any questions they would ask us. And
people don't take advantage of this.
Yes, no, they appreciate.
No, but I mean, in a negative way. Do you run into that?
There's a problem sometimes that when they are used to have these things, they could not completely appreciate
Sure.
them.
The value.
Because, for example, we don't have turnover here.
Right.
We have colleagues that work here since 20, 25 years, also engineer that usually the position or the company every 4 or 5 years. And this is because we give a lot of possibility to grow inside the company.
Sure.
We can say quite everyone have changed their position, because when we see a special skill that can be good on a certain position, we propose and we also give the possibility to grow on these new roles.
So you'd like to move your personnel around.
Yes.
Okay. That's interesting. That's super interesting. I want to get back to your path and your journey, but I'd like to talk about the company for a second. So you said, we were talking earlier, you said the company was started in 1979.
Yes.
By your father, Amerigo
Sartore.
Sartore.
Yes.
Okay. And tell us about your father. Tell us about, I guess, if you just want to tell me maybe like what made him start this company.
Yeah. At that time, my father worked in Sartore at the beginning. And he became the sales director. And he would like to, in any case, to create something for himself, like an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
He always wanted to be an entrepreneur.
He always wanted to work for himself,
yes.
Really?
So he started during the weekend to think about what he could do to work with different products and not with the saddle, for example, because he always say, I will never make a competition with
Sartore, of course, yeah.
The company.
That's important.
Yeah, but in any case, he tried to create something for himself. So he hired an employee that worked for the company. And slowly, he started to create this new reality.
So did he have, I mean, were you able to talk to him about this? Because he passed away, right?
Yes, he passed away 14 years ago.
14 years ago.
In 2010.
So what did he just wanted to have something of his own, or did he see a space in the market for this product? What was the spark, do you think?
He, for sure, he loves the market and the,
the
environment of the cycling.
Right. He loves cycling.
He really loves the effort that people put on riding and so on. So he really have a big consideration for cyclists. So the environment of the cyclism was really
the world of cycling. He loved it.
He really loved it.
Okay.
And he would like to create something for that world. And he worked till 1992 for Sartore. Then he decided to stop the relation with them and focus completely on Elite. In the meantime, Elite was growing, but not with his direct day-by-day job, because there was some employee that works a salesman and the logistic department and so on. Then in 1992, he decided to start the company.
Okay.
At that time, the company was growing, and he decided to bought a building that is the furnace that you have seen before.
Yep.
That was a company very important in our territory till 1970. It produced lime. They cooked the stones, created the lime. And it was abandoned.
Yeah. So
for
these
20 years.
Just to give people context, there are two huge furnaces in the building, or on your head office, which were used to cook processed lime.
Yes.
And then you said it closed down and the building was completely abandoned in 1970. So did your father have this idea, someday I want to buy that building? This was his dream.
Yes, a friend of him say, well, you don't buy this very old building and give a new life.
Right.
And I think that he have had an incredible vision, because I don't know how I could imagine that this would become what is it now.
Yeah, where we're sitting here today.
Yeah, they worked for 10 years. So based on also the profit of the company, he can put
Reinvest,
the money in reinvesting for the rebuilding. And in 2000, we enter with the office here. So in the meantime, we already work inside, but it was a very strange environment. And now this is and that he leave us to give value also to the past, to recreate it. And this help us on our day-by-day job, because it means that you don't have to cancel everything. You have to analyze and to consider how to improve the things. And also for our community, because now we give to the community to, they can do concerts or events, shows, and so on. And we have a lot of schools that come here to visit the foreigners.
This is something you told me about, that you, in addition to your values around business and around communication with your employees, with your customers, you have a very, very strong connection to the community, is what you said. That's part of your values. Can you tell me a little more about that?
Yes, we work mainly with we could say with the world. We work.
It's a global. It's a global brand. Yeah,
we
absolutely.
export our products for the 90% of our turnover. So Italy is important for us because it's have a very strong relation with cycling, but it's important also other countries. In any case, we really want to have a positive impact to the community, not only the cyclist community, but also our town. So we help, here. So we help association, we help the school, and we give the possibility to use this building for events. And the community, thanks for us, is also our colleagues. Also, they are our community. So also on that, we work a lot to make them feel comfortable. And
sure, but the people, like, you feel like your company is really tied to this community, because you're bringing not only community, but also, like we talked about, like, you are very proud to be part of these families. And this is something that is this something that your father taught you, or is this something that you've always felt?
For sure, it's something that my father teach to all of us. And the importance to have respect for the community and for the employee is something that he really teach us. For example, he said, now I don't know in English if it sounds good, but he said, the customer give you €1, this euro is important for them. You have to give them something that is very valuable for him. So always focus on the customer and on the service, on the products, to give to the customer and also to the, we can say, internal customer, to the community. Something that is valuable.
Right.
It's good for them.
But this is a little different than the pure capitalism that we see maybe in America, and where it's just purely for profit above all else. And it sounds like you don't think that way. I mean, you obviously have to make a profit to be able to survive and to be able to grow, yes. But you feel like all that profit, I guess if I look at it this way, the profit doesn't go all to you and your family. The profit goes to you, but it also goes to the community around you and to the company.
Yeah, we are lucky because I say we as company,
right?
Because the shareholder leave quite all the profit inside the company,
right? And the shareholders are you and your family, your brothers.
Yes. We are in 5 shareholders.
Okay.
My mother and my brothers.
3 brothers.
We are in 4 brothers. Me.
And you're the only one that is operationally working in the company?
Yes.
Okay.
My oldest brother, Andrea, is inside the board.
Okay.
And inside the board, we are in 4. Me, Andrea, Giulio Bertolo. That is our former CEO that works in Elite since 1995.
And he taught you a lot of what you know
Yeah,
in the business.
we can say he was the one that my father chose for the
Succession. Yep.
succession.
Yep.
And so I was very lucky because I have the possibility to grow up also with him.
Sure.
And now we make this step that I become the new CEO, and he works still here for 2-3 years.
A consultant.
A consultant.
Okay. And so so when your father passed away, what was your role in the company then?
At that time, I was already engaged in marketing, a bit in sales, and mainly in controller.
Okay.
So
Money.
Money.
Yep.
So I control the margin, the price list, how was work going.
The P&L, the
Yes,
balance sheet, everything.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So I guess what is it sounds like you've done a lot of different roles in the company, but it sounds like when your father passed away, you were still kind of growing within the company, and then you grew with Guido, you said, were able to Giulio, you were able to then sort of at that point make the step to CEO, which was how many, like very recently?
2 years.
2 years ago.
Yes, because we were co-CEO for 1 year.
Okay.
And then last year I became the new CEO.
Okay. And was that something that was like, you weren't sure if you could do it, or was it something you wanted to gradually move into, or?
It was my dream.
It was your dream. Yeah. Okay. Wow. That was your goal.
Yes, in the past, I found, or you can say, the dream, it was probably 2007, if I remember well. And at the end of the year, you write your target for next year.
Okay.
And they say, I would like to become a CEO in the future. So I'm very happy of
That's
the
amazing.
goal, yes. And it was not so scontato. So
Right. Yeah. It wasn't a foregone conclusion.
yeah, yes. But I was very lucky for the team that I have on my side. I really believe that our company is not managed just from one person or two person, but from the team. Everybody here really loves the company, and is a good.
Oh, I can feel it.
Yeah.
I feel it ever since I first met. We did some custom bottles together, and but you could just feel something special about this place. And when I came here for the first time, you can see it. And I know that there are companies like this around, but not many, in my opinion. So just give me 1 second.
Yes.
I think. Yeah. So I guess the company started in '79. Your father was very much, how do we say it? Moonlighting is what we say in English. Moonlighting. In Italian, it's arrotondare. He was moonlighting with this little business, which became something much bigger.
Yes, he was very scared because he had, and my mother, they have had 4 children.
Right.
They were scared how to manage the family.
Yeah.
So that's why he want to improve in some way.
Okay.
In another way also.
Right. And so he was tell me about your father. Was he a very driven person?
Yes. He was mainly a marketing and sales person.
Okay.
Mainly.
Not accounting.
No. He have some ideas, some great ideas. He want to create something of different, something special.
Sure.
Also, the name of the company is an explanation of that. Elite means
the best.
Something that is the
above,
best.
Yeah,
so
above everything else.
Try to think something that is different from what you have, something special that you are proud to buy.
Sure. And so that was his mission.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
So he started at the beginning with a focus on sales and then focus on marketing.
And his product focus was always premium.
Yes. Then when he hired Giulio Bertolo, that was hired for the technical department, then he started also the focus on the product, mainly the different of the products. And now we can say that the company is focused on the innovation. We don't sell directly to the end consumer. We have distributors that are our partners. that every distributor works in a country and is focused to sell and to promote the brand on these countries. We don't produce. We have an assembler that is a free company that works all around.
Sure, you
it.
guys have a partner
Yes,
assembler,
for
right?
assembler,
Okay.
just a free company a few kilometers from here.
Okay.
That assemble our product. But the innovation and the tools to create the products is all managed from the company.
From
so
here.
we are in 70 employee and 20 are engineer or technical employee.
So you're very product
we are-
focused,
yes.
but you don't manufacture. You said that this is something that you have.
No.
You have partners do that.
Yes.
What is the reasoning behind that?
Because we want to focus on the products. We don't want to focus on to manage the employee for the assembling. So we have the knowledge of how to produce. We don't have the risk that somebody can copy because we manage everything. And all these different components go to the assembler and they assemble with our instruction.
Sure. So you have control, but maybe you don't have the risk that it comes along with owning
Yes.
a plant, assembly plant.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can say we work very
Close, yeah.
strength with our supplier. And we can say that they work 70-80% for us.
Okay.
So we can consider them like a department, but they manage by themselves.
Sure.
So the relation is strong and we want to improve in both sides, from the supplier point of view and from the distributor point of view, because everyone can do their job at the best. So we can be focused on the products and on the marketing.
We talked about the production. Now, let's talk about the supply chain. Let's talk about the sales. It sounds like that's kind of where you were going, was you have a very specific relationship with, so you guys own the product knowledge and the know-how. As far as sales go, you mentioned that you have a very specific strategy around sales. What's that?
We want to sell more than possible.
Of course, that's nothing special about that.
Our products.
Yes.
Everybody would like that have our products.
Yes.
In any case, we cooperate with the distributor. We choose one distributor for country.
Each country. Okay.
So one for Germany, one for France, one for Holland, and so on. And with them, we consider them like
strategic partner.
Yes, strategic company. Their work has to be to distribute the products, to give the possibility to the customer to find the products everywhere.
Sure. Strong distribution.
As soon as possible. To manage also the agents. So to present the product in the shops, but also shops online and also offline. And as they know their country, so
you let them be.
Yes, but we work a lot together.
Sure.
They are really partner. So what we are working now is to analyze even better the data, because we needed to understand how the product is sold in the market and with the rhythm. This will help us to give, and with strategy we want to grow. This helps us to have a more flexibility production capacity.
Right. So you want to get more information from the market to be able to be more reactive on production.
Yes, because nobody, especially after COVID.
We'll talk about COVID in a minute. Everybody's waiting for COVID.
Nobody wanted to keep stock.
No, of course.
So we want to produce following the demand of the market.
Sure.
To doing that, we are doing some job on this, and also this analysis of the data and cooperation with distributor and supplier will help us to be reactive on this.
Sure, no, I get it. And having your supply chain here, or at least having the production here, helps. I guess two things I wanted to understand. Distributors, so what you're saying is you don't go direct?
No.
Okay, and that's a choice.
Yes.
That's a choice, because going direct means that then you have to develop your own sales network.
Yes.
So you're finding partners that are autonomous, probably have to invest in you guys in terms of stock, but you guys are very specific about the characteristics of these distributors. Tell me, what are you seeing on the distribution side today in terms of macro? Are the distributors, I know typically like in recent years with COVID and everything, the distributors have been really squeezed because of direct consumer and things like that. You know, without going too much into detail, I know these are obviously some proprietary things, but what are you seeing in a macro at the distributor level?
It depends from the products, because there is some products that can be sold easily. We can call easy products. You just take it from the box and it's ready to be used. And this will not probably need
A distributor.
We can say not a distributor, because in any case, also the possibility to have it in a few hours, we can say, is important. So also the service is important, and this can be done if you have the product probably near you. We have also to consider in the future about the sustainability point of view. So having the products all in one area and continue to send the products from one side to the other is, I don't know if it will be correct in the future. So also the sustainability of this sort of distribution has to be analyzed in future. And other products need to be explained or needed to have some help to be used, could be, or something, other products has to be touched. So the customer will prefer to see it, to touch. So it depends from the product. And what is important to focus for the dealer, that could be online or offline, from the distributor and for us, is the service. Because people want to have the products. Now we are with Amazon style. We are used to have the products when we want a few hours later. Or just the day after.
The customers have changed.
Yeah. So we have to focus on the service to give the products. And to give the products, also we are working on products, we can say, also easy to manage and easy to repair if necessary. Because if you have something that doesn't work, would be preferable if we can send you just the pieces and you repair, instead of to bring it back, repair, send to you.
Okay.
Also for the to be faster and
sustainable.
For the sustainable point of view.
And so working with these distributors, like you said, you have this very specific strategy around the sales and around the production. And so I guess I want to shift gears and talk a little bit more about COVID, because when COVID happened, you guys were literally at the middle of it, in a sense that when COVID happened, people were confined to their homes, and really there were very few things that they could do. And trainers was, among the most sought after products during COVID.
Yes.
Can we start from the beginning? What were you, maybe just tell me what you went through when you started saying, oh my gosh, my company is you were sitting on, I guess, a really fortuitous event. Like it was it was a windfall. It was lucky for you guys, but then it was like, well, wait a second, this is going to be hard to manage. So can you tell us about that?
So we as Italian, we was forced to close the company at the beginning. So at the beginning, we spend our days, me and Giulio, discussing how to survive.
Right, for cash.
What will help if the company will remain closed for
weeks
1, 2,
or months?
3 months.
So you were doing also some kind of crisis analysis.
Yes, so we made this analysis and how we can manage the situation. In the meantime, we have seen that the demand of the product was growing in incredible way, as you say, because people was inside the house and was, we can say, nothing to do, so wanted to ride in any way. And then we have also to stop to make advertisement, because people, the customers, say, why you are doing advertisement? You have to go to produce the products. We want the products and we don't have them. And so after 1 month and a half, if I remember well, we were able to reopen the company.
Okay, so the company was closed for a month and a
Yes,
half
March and April, if I
of
remember
2020.
well.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep. March and
2020.
March and April. And
And
was it so were you guys considered and what is essential products or no? How did that work? Why you guys were able to you had to follow some guidelines, I presume, to reopen?
yes, we were forced to be closed because we were one of the ATECO code that was
Right.
not,
That was had to be closed. Yep.
we can't work. And in the meantime, as we saw the demand was incredible, we start to discuss with our supplier to be ready because some of our supplier were open
Okay.
because they have a Teco code
Right.
different. So we say you can produce the parts, okay? So when we open again, we can start to assemble and start to sell. And we have a daily and more than a one time a day discussion with the distributor because also they report this big demand
Spike.
from the customers. But we understand, we can say immediately that it was just a bubble.
You could see that it was a bubble.
Yes, because we didn't do anything that can create this demand. It was just because people was inside the house. Our customer changed the trainer every 3, 4, 5 years. It's different from the model. And they decided to anticipate the
purchase
of the products.
But there were some new customers, right?
Yes, it was some new customer, but we don't know. We still don't know which percentage of a new customer could be considered in this growing.
But it was any new customers were also potentially a bubble because this was only going to last.
After the COVID, a lot of them sell the trainer.
Oh, sure.
Sold the trainer.
Sold the trainer, yeah. So they were used, a lot of used trainers on the market as well.
So COVID for sure helps the market, the cycling world, to grow because people, in any case, even if they can go outside, they prefer to stay in the open air.
Sure.
And more people start to ride. So for sure, it grow the market, but not the market of trainer. Probably a bit, but not with the numbers that we have had.
Okay, but hold on. You're making it sound so simple, Nicoletta. Why did all these companies produce so much stuff and you guys, like, I don't know, like what? I'm confused because you're making it sound really simple and logical. Mm-hmm. And you and Giulio, you guys sort of sat down and you're like, look, there's only so many trainers that we can sell. So people are going to anticipate those. Let's try and catch it, but let's not get out of control. Is that sort of the conversations that you guys were having?
We were the supplier, the distributor, and also we were a bit, we can say, drunk about the situation because it was really, how do we say, incredible, the demand that we had.
Yeah.
And the problem of the big stock is that with that quantity produced each month, even if we have stopped in 1 month, you can stop the production, but you have, we can say, 1 month rolling that has to be finished.
Right.
And at that time, 1 month of stock was in any case a huge stock. And different was for the bicycle, for example, because they keep the orders, but they were not able to react as fast.
Oh, because of the supply chain.
Because they needed to wait components.
Right.
And the components, probably they can grow 20% than the usual quantity. Instead, we have done 200%. So we managed at that time also the supplier because they were really enthusiastic about the situation. Of
course.
But we go to them and explain that it was just a bubble, to be calm. One of our supplier would to buy a new warehouse because we multiplied the lines of production.
Right, you added more lines. Yep.
And he said, I need more space.
Right.
But he had just bought a warehouse the year before. We say you're crazy because in 1 month, in 1 year, probably this will disappear.
Could be gone, yeah.
So your warehouse is enough, your bill is enough. So we decided to buy it for them. We buy it for us, but we rent it to them So at the end of COVID, of the situation, we have closed the rental of this one.
Right, you
Now
stopped
we
renting to
use
them?
it as a warehouse.
As your own warehouse, because you needed a
Yeah,
warehouse probably
yes,
in the
yes,
future.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, because if we wouldn't have done this, for the supplier, would be a very difficult situation after 1 year.
Yeah.
To have two leasing on on two buildings.
Right.
And so also the employee that works on the assembly line, we say that to the assemblers, just hire them for a few months.
Right,
and
temporary.
we confirm you if to confirm the
extension
the
of the-
extension.
yep.
And when we have seen in September 2021 that everything was going slow.
Right. You started to see the
Yeah.
in
At that
September of 20
time.
September of
Yes.
21 is when you
Yes.
saw it.
Yes.
Okay, so if I'm looking at a graph, it goes from April 2020 till September 21, it was going up.
Yes.
And then in September 21 it started coming down.
Yes.
And that's when you said, "Okay, guys, let's slow down."
Yeah. At that time, there was a lot of products on the warehouse of the distributor. There was a lot of products in the shops. Because, for example, a cyclist going to ask the trainers, because we produce a lot of trainers, but in any case, it was not enough. And the customer go to one shop, to the other, to the other, to the other.
And asked everybody.
And everybody
Yeah,
asked.
same as the bikes.
But the customer was only one.
One, yep.
So it was really, we started to analyze the stock value of the distributor. And we understand at that time that for 2 years we would have not,
You weren't going to sell anything.
we will not have to produce anything.
Tradition for 2 years.
So for
were you
2
right?
years,
Were you right?
Yes.
You were right.
Yeah, we are. So that's good that I.
Yeah, good thing you put the brakes on.
Yeah.
In 21.
Yes, we have analyzed the situation. We say probably the shops will need 1 year to clear the stock. The year after, the distributor will need 1 year, one other season to clean. In fact, in October 2023, we started to see some good movements, and we started to, we can say, sell again our products.
So 22 and 23 for you were
It was
tough.
very difficult. Very
Yeah.
difficult.
And did you have cash flow?
Yes.
You did.
We
No, did you have issues with cash flow?
yes, but luckily we are a very strong company.
Okay.
We don't ask money to the bank. We are
Financed, yeah.
self-finance. That helps us to maintain the situation quiet. We continue to invest on innovation, on development, and also on marketing. And we prepare some products that we have put on a side because it was not the moment to present a new product. So in any case, we didn't cut, we can say, anything on the cost.
Okay. So you're able to keep, you probably brought forward some of the profit from the good times to kind of get through the bad times.
At that time, we always hire some people. So it was a positive. We continue to present the situation, to discuss the situation with the colleagues, with the employee, because it has to be better to keep informed that it was a tough moment, but not difficult for us. So
Right, not fatal, just tough.
Yeah.
Okay.
We discuss with the supplier, and sometimes we help the supplier because as we can continue to projects for marketing and so on, the supplier don't have to assemble the products, so they have for sure some problems. So at that time, as we asked, they didn't confirm all the employee, they just have their historical employee. And we have them paying something to keep the situation quiet, even if they don't have to.
So you helped them with some financing of it.
We bought some material that they had, and they didn't ask to assemble.
Right.
And also to the distributor, we didn't push to
buy more,
because luckily we have, we can say, two different products. We call them summer and winter. So the products like bottles and bottle cages continue to work well. So this helped for sure. And after that 2 years, in October 2023, and this year, the situation
It's more
is
stable.
yes.
Okay, that's great.
The market is not still stable because now with the stock of bicycle, with some situation, some customer not so relaxing, we can say.
Sure.
The market is not stable. In any case, in future, we have to manage this situation. It will not become as before COVID.
Right.
Customer, nobody will want to have stock. You need to.
So but customers like dealers and distributors are are investing less because of in inventory. That's just a macro thing that you're seeing.
Yes,
Okay.
because before COVID, the statistics was a big help because usually you sell quite the same quantity.
Every year, so
every
you could figure, you kind of had an idea what you were going to sell.
You can push more on marketing, or you can create a new product so that you focus. So this will grow, the old one will go down, and so on.
So it was sort of predictable.
Yes.
What happened? What changed?
It changed. We can say two things. That it's not now we have a poly-crisis. They call. That is a crisis on politics, on, unfortunately, war, on could happen again. We don't hope, but sanitary. So you have to think how to manage this possible future.
So people are just getting less risk averse.
Yes.
So that even if the demand will be there, they're saying, I'm just going to invest less.
You must be even more flexible in
okay.
future.
Everybody.
So, yeah.
Everybody is. Okay, I see. One other thing about the distributors that I wanted to ask you was, you mentioned about, so you're saying, okay, distributors, we understand that, there's a lot more uncertainty now, but we need you to help us to understand what you're seeing in the market. Is that right?
Yes.
And it, historically, not only in cycling, but in every market, the distributors, they don't typically want to share that data because that's an asset.
Yes.
So you're saying that they're giving you this visibility because they're investing less.
Yes, because they want to give a better service. We don't ask all the data because we understand that some data is their own. So, for example, we don't want to know the name of the customer.
Sure, because then you could, could go to another distributor.
It's not my interest to go to sell directly.
That's too much.
In any case, I don't ask because I'm not interested on the name. I'm interested on the turnover. Which products works well, where works well,
the
why,
demand.
So
right. Okay.
Something that help us to improve on all the concept, on the service, on the products, and on the delivery time.
Yeah, the supply chain.
Yeah, so we explain that it's not because we want to replace them.
No.
Because we want to give a better service.
Right.
So it's good for us and good also for them.
Totally. And I guess going back to COVID, it sounds like, because the fact that you had such a short supply chain, that you guys were able to be more reactive compared to other like bicycles.
Yes.
So you guys were lucky in that regard.
Yeah.
So even if like a bicycle company said, "Oh my gosh, everything's slowing down," they couldn't probably stop that train.
Yeah.
So I guess now I see that you are continuing to invest at the very top of the market in really premium products, and as well as in the bottles. So as far as like, if you're looking to the future, are there any possible line extensions that you guys, because we had talked about this, you said that you're constantly working with potential partners where you're seeing if there are categories that you would want to go into. So that's something that you're constantly reviewing is, where could you potentially extend Elite into other categories, right?
Yeah. We analyze often this point, and it's, we can say, continuing discussion on that. But what we want to do is to give something better and something that improve.
Something elite.
Something elite. So if we found something on our research, on our project that give the difference, we will work on that. Otherwise, we don't just want to put a label, the name on the products to say we do also, for example, do you say cask? I say something in general.
How much? Yeah.
I'm not interested to do cask, just to put Elite on.
Yeah, if you can't do something,
on a helmet.
Right, yeah, because the market, there's a lot of products out there, and if you're not able to do it well, it's kind of, you can waste a lot of energy and time and money.
Yeah.
If you don't do something, and this goes back to what I'm seeing in cycling, because I talk to so many entrepreneurs and so many business owners, and you really do have to make something genuinely, like, these products are not commodities. Like, you really have to do something special to get that cyclist money, to get his or her investment, because they're very attentive about it. And so it sounds like that's for you. It's like, if you don't find something that is truly unique, where you guys can provide something new to the market, you're not gonna.
No.
But you are looking.
Yeah. We're looking for sure, because we want to grow.
Of course, you have to, yeah.
We want to grow. And I think that we are very lucky, because we work in a world where the customer has a passion.
Yep.
So they really enjoy to buy a product that give them something new, different, that give them a special experience. So also this is very nice, because you can really analyze and study what to give them this experience. And for sure we are working on something, but I can't say it.
Okay. Okay. And so again, I guess going back to I wanted to ask this, how did the bottles start? Like, why the bottles, why the bottle cages?
It started because my father say at that time the trainer was a specific winter products.
Sure.
The cyclist train in garage usually for just from December to February, or November to February.
So your sales numbers like go way up and then they go way down, and then it was almost like the opposite of like a bricklayer, right? Where in the winter you're busy, in the summer you're not.
So at the beginning he produced some products for the transport of the bike, because he say the customer during the summer, the spring go outside. So at the beginning we produced the
bike racks,
roof
for the cars,
and so on.
How did that go?
We are still producing. It's not one of the main category of the company, but we are still producing.
Okay, sorry.
And then he says something for the spring period, for the summer,
so
to go outside.
So he strategically said, look, we've got this company, we're selling, but in the summertime, we're just looking at each other.
Yeah.
So he said, I need something.
Yeah. So he started, and the first bottle, one of the first bottle with a focus to do something different, was a bottle with a special design, curved on the mount, on the valve, because he said the customer usually when they need to move the face.
Right, they need to
give one
tilt their head.
Already curved.
Yep. Okay, that was the innovation.
Yes. And we sell. We at that time, after some years, he was able to reach an agreement with Coca-Cola. At that time, Tour de France, the riders can use only Coca-Cola bottles. So we produce a lot of Coca-Cola bottles.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. And then he started to do also the bottle cage. And on that products that seems to be simple, there's a lot of technology also on them. We have a company in Croatia that produce bottles it don't belongs to Elite, but it belongs to the shareholders.
Okay, so it's a company that you guys have invested in?
Yes,
okay.
It's independent from Elite. This company has also direct customers. So
so they produce for you
and supplier
and white label.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we, as Elite and also the company, invest a lot on this. We bought this company 17 years ago, because at that time we produced the bottles with we can call assembler. But after sometimes they start to copy the products. They start So we say, no, this is not a product that can be done in this way. So this is the only, we can say, company of production that we decided to grow. And we bought this company because there was some employee there. It was, if I remember well, 6 employee that works with a very, very, very old machine. And they were able to do good products. So we say, if they are able to do good products with this machine,
to give them a new machine.
What could they do with new machine? And we invest a lot on this company, and now we are really happy of the results. We have bottles, for example, the Fly, that is the icon, we can say, of our products. That is 40% lightest than a normal bottle, very, very soft, comfortable to drink, hydration. You can hydrate very easily. So you have one. So good. So we are very proud, and we continue to invest also on this. Also on the bottle cages, for example, we invest on material. Now we are making a lot of research on sustainability material, on recycling material.
Okay.
So we have also, all our technical department has one of the focus of them is, we can call them eco design, so more sustainability design. So also
Right.
this one is one of the focus of the company now.
Okay. Well, listen, this was an amazing conversation. I am really, really feeling lucky to have talked to you, because I think this is a jewel. This company's a jewel, and I'm really happy to be able to share this story, and to my audience and to the cycling community. So thank you,
Thanks
Nicoletta.
to you.
It was great.
To you. It was a pleasure. Bene, fatta. Speriamo si capisca.
It was fun. It was great.
Bene.